I've seen Jesus play with flames, make a fire.
And they may be smart people in many parts of their lives, but then they think, well, this person thinks like I do.
Met the devil
I'm smart. They must be smart, therefore the outcome. Not necessarily.
All right, well, everybody, welcome to ScottCast Podcast 22, as has already been said. It's the end of the year, almost.
It is.
Can you believe that?
No. Yeah. Well, you know what? I can, and I'm not.
You're not unhappy about it?
I'm not. It's. Let's move forward. I'm there.
Yeah. 2020, it's been fun. Yeah. Good times.
Yeah. It happened.
What's
Let's
not
go.
to like? Pandemic, crazy politics. I don't know, some other stuff that I'm not even aware of probably. But today we just wanted to have a quick chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been chatting already, but we'll do it on film this time to entertain the folks at home. First of all, happy holiday season.
Yes, the holiday season is here.
Yeah, it's upon us.
And that's one thing that I do enjoy the holidays. It does feel a little off this year.
Yeah.
But I'm still happy we're here. I enjoy it.
Are you like a crazy holiday? Like, are you Chevy Chase or crazy?
Yeah,
is your house lit up?
Yeah, I do have. You know what I have? I have the moose mugs.
Moose mugs.
From Christmas Vacation.
Oh, yes.
Like
nice.
A legit,
right.
officially licensed.
The Clark Griswold.
Exactly,
nice.
with the eggnog.
Nice.
So yes, I am a little nutty for Christmas, but it's more cooking.
Yeah.
I've told you that before. I do the whole old school Italian cooking, especially for the holidays.
Yeah.
I just made sauce, like 12 pounds of sauce. So I enjoy that aspect.
Right.
And still being together with everybody. And so.
That is cool. Everybody getting with the family, although probably in limit. No.
Yeah, I'm not going to be with my family this year. They're all in PA, and I'm not going
They're
up there.
They're up in the cold. Yeah,
I'm not going up there this year.
Yeah, you can just stay up there. So.
Yes.
So anyway, we wanted to wish everybody a happy holiday season,
holidays.
and the New Year's upon us. So we had, I had a couple of thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I know what we were talking about before, which we always do that. We talk so much off camera, and then.
Yeah. Well, as everybody knows, I'll just talk, so
Yeah.
it's it's all good.
But you were telling me kind of the difference of being smart and being thoughtful.
Yeah.
Which I think coming to the holiday season at the end of the year is important to talk about. So we should get into that a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously there's a lot of smart people out there. I run into people who are smarter than I am quite frequently. Well, most of the time, let's be honest. But I don't think people are always thoughtful, even smart people. We see that with investing. People look for patterns. Smart people want to make sense of things. If you're smart and you're an engineer or you're a doctor or a
More
chemist
logical.
there should be a logical order here. And sometimes there is and sometimes there isn't. In investing, there almost never is. So 2 + 2 doesn't equal 4 most of the time. If an investment earned 7% for the last 10 years, you would think, well, it's going to earn 7% for the 11th year, and that's almost never the case. It didn't earn 7. It earned -14 and 8 and 15 and -3, and that all averaged out to be 7%, right? So a smart person would try to extrapolate from that series of returns what they think they're going to get. And then you add into that a little confirmation bias. Well, I thought of it, so clearly it's going to be right. And a little recency bias, because everybody thinks what happened yesterday can be extrapolated into today or tomorrow, and that's never true in investing, ever. And we've talked about this ad nauseum. So it's one thing to be smart and smart at what you do. I'd like to believe my doctor is smart. I'd like to believe the people who build bridges are smart, right? There's this much cement, this much water, this much sand, this much whatever, means Scott can drive over that bridge and it won't fall down, right? That's cool, and that's a thing. In investing, it's not as much of a thing. Sure, there are certain things you can do to diminish your risk and maybe enhance your return over time. But being able to diagnose from a formula or an algorithm is not a thing. Or if it were, somebody would have done it already, right? It makes sense.
Yeah.
Right?
And we wouldn't technically need advisors.
We wouldn't need advice. That'd be bad.
If there was a logical
Yeah, and a lot of our job is, I think a lot of people think, well, I'm going to find that smart person. I mean, clearly my clients don't think that, but they're going to find that smart person who they think has that algorithm. And I'm here to tell you, after 33 years, it doesn't exist. So what advisors really should be doing is, in addition to planning and tax consequences and expenses and all the things we do to put together this stew of investing experience, is helping people through those moments when they're less than thoughtful. The most difficult clients I have sometimes are the ones that are really smart, because they cannot process the outcome.
Yeah.
And they know they're smart. They got the SAT scores to prove it. We won't talk about mine, but that doesn't translate. So it's frustrating to them. So my point, or my message for the end of the year, is let's be thoughtful. You know, politics are a classic example, and I'm certainly not going to put my toe in that snake pit. But, you know, people extrapolate what they want to extrapolate from a politician or a conversation, and they may be smart people in many parts of their lives, but then they think, well, you know, this person thinks like I do. I'm smart. They must be smart. Therefore, the outcome, well, not necessarily. You know, you have to be thoughtful and make yourself uncomfortable with your thought process. Again, it's more art, I think, than science, a lot of the investing stuff, and in a lot of cases, life in general.
So how would an advisor, I guess, think more thoughtful? Are you thinking, or are you saying advisors should be more thoughtful? Or are you saying that
everybody,
clients should be?
Both.
Yeah? All right.
Both. I think that as an advisor, if you start to believe your own press clippings, for lack of a better word, you start to think, well, I've done a great job this year. Clearly, I have this figured out. I promise you the market will correct that thinking pretty quickly. So my message for the year ahead is that be thoughtful, be patient. I mean, you got through COVID, for crying out loud. Well, we think we've gotten through COVID, for crying out loud. We've got through 2020.
Exactly.
We've got through a not so fun political season, although arguably we're not through it yet. But when we come out the other side of this thing, use this experience that you didn't see coming, by the way. Here's a classic. 2020 is a great example of, well, we didn't see that coming, right? Everybody sat down and said, well, you know, if the economy does this and the Fed does that and the president does this and Congress does that, then these will be the outcomes. Never on any of these fingers did anybody go, oh, and by the way, the pandemic, that was not one of the fingers, nor was it a toe. It wasn't even a consideration when we all sat down in December to decide how we were going to invest our money. To my point, no matter how much planning you do, no matter what your algorithm is, and no matter what your calculator says, these are the things that drive markets. Now, oddly, the pandemic has somehow driven the market up. I'm not sure what to do with that. I'm certainly okay with it.
There's no algorithm for that.
There's no algorithm for that. So again, when you think you're being smart or you think you have something figured out, take a deep breath and say, is my reaction because I think I'm smart, and you may very well be smart, or am I being thoughtful? Am I being both? Can I be smart and thoughtful? Yes, you can, but one without the other is not so great.
Makes sense.
I know, weird, right?
Weirdly enough.
Yeah. Vinny, where are you going, Ben? We've lost our cameraman.
He's all over the place.
Yeah, he's just wandering around out there in backstage
studio.
land. Yeah. So the message for the year is let's be thoughtful going into the end of the year. And part of being thoughtful is being kind. I know people don't need
all
me
day.
to tell them that, I hope.
Just posted that this morning.
Yeah, let's just take a deep breath and be nice to one another. You know, as I've quoted on this show many times, Americans will get it right. They'll just try everything else first. So remember that no matter what team you're rooting for, blue or red, please, please, please just be kind and decent to one another as we go through the end of 2020. And we make it into 2021. We will come out the other side, and happy New Year and happy holidays to you guys.
Same to you.
Vin,
Yes.
you're very welcome.
Exciting stuff.
Looking forward to 2021 and doing some cool stuff.
For sure.
All right?
Well, thanks, Scott.
Some say you might go crazy, then again it might make you go sane. Every time you take a